Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along. Come inside, the show's about to start. Guaranteed to blow your head apart.
Welcome to Sociology 1. So this is what the class is going to look like when you log in. This is called the home page. I'm going to leave this here for the first day of class, and then we'll be using our modules as our home page. So the video you're actually watching right now will be on the home page, so you'll see that video there. I want to give you a free gift on the first day of class. I am working on a textbook. I have been granted a sabbatical, and I will be working on my textbook for the next year, but I do have a rough draft of the textbook. So I am giving it away to you for free, and you can use it this semester. So a lot of times in an online class or in a summer class, students will say, I don't have the money to buy the book on the first day of class. Well, the book we'll be using the first, 8 weeks of class is a book that I'm writing, so you have it. It'll be right here. Imagination, Order, and Equality draft, and I have to update it to the summer 2020 version. The other textbook for the class is called The Making of a Teenage Service Class by Renita Ray. This is a really great book. I think it cost about $30 total. You can get it used probably for even cheaper. You do have to buy that book. I wish I had a free copy to give you. I do want to say that we're going to read the entire book in about 2 weeks. And it's the last 2 weeks of class. So that's really important. If you are not a fast reader, you might want to start reading this book as soon as you possibly can, so that you don't feel rushed to read 250 pages of a book by Renita Ray in 2 weeks, because that is a lot to read in 2 weeks. So you might want to start reading it earlier. You can click here to see the syllabus, or you can go to Module 1. I'm going to scroll up here, and I am going to go to the modules. This is our introductory module, where you have the welcome page, tech support if you need it. Here's the free textbook. There's important information right here. The date 6/26 is when your midterm is going to start. So all modules 1 through 7 will be removed. I find that students are kind of scared when they go into my class right at the midterm, because they say everything's gone, and I say to them, yes, I take everything off of Canvas during your midterm, because a midterm examination is not for you to use all of my notes and take a test. I mean, it's actually, you can use your notes because it's an online class, but I'm not going to give you all of my notes. If you want to go and download everything and save every file, you can do that. It's a lot of work. But the idea here is that, yes, I do remove modules 1 through 7 during the midterm, and during the final exam, I remove modules 8 through 14. And you will never see those modules again. So that's important. This is Module 1. This is 1 day's worth of work. I always say that students in a summer class are gluttons for punishment, because they're trying to do what other students do in 1 week in 1 day. So our class starts on the 15th, and the first module I give you 2 days, because I need you to sort of get your sea legs and get ready for class. So the first module is due on the 16th. Our first day of class is the 15th. You get 2 days to do it. Here are your lectures. You click here for lecture 1, and this is lecture 1. You watch the video, and then right underneath you take the quiz. This is lecture 1 part 2. You watch the video, you click here and take the quiz. This is lecture 1 part 3. You watch the video, you take the quiz. So yes, there are 3 quizzes associated with the lecture and 3 videos. Let's go back to the modules. Up here, this is the first thing you should do in the module. I should have gone there first. You click here, and this tells you the objectives. So at the end of this module, these are the 5 questions that you should be able to answer. Here's an image of C. Wright Mills, a very important man in sociology. And here's the other thing. This is an outline that covers the lecture. So let's say you said to yourself, oh, I want to study for the quiz that I'm going to be taking, and I have to watch this lecture. Well, what I would do is have this outline here, and as you're listening to the survey, if you can answer these questions, you're going to do great on the quiz. It's a pretty long outline, but this does outline the lecture for you. The last part of the lecture is about college majors and, why you should major in sociology. So all of these questions, if you can answer these, then you'll be fine. Let's go back to modules. So you have to click on everything in here. This is a writing assignment. This is a research assignment where you have to research a career. I'll open that up and show you that. I ask you basically to pick a career that sociology trains you for: social work, law enforcement, marketing, analytic investigative journalism, human resources, institutional researcher, statistician, public health, advocacy. And you click on this link. It's going to take you to an outside website that I created. And you click on one of these links. Let's click on social worker. And if you click on social worker, it's going to take you to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you have all of this information about social workers. You can click these tabs, find out what social workers do, see what their work environment is like, find out how to become one, find out about how much they get paid, their job outlook. You read all of this stuff about whatever career you're interested in, and then you come down here and you submit your assignment and tell me what you learned about that career. So if you already know things about that career, wonderful, but you should learn something new. You can't know everything that the Bureau of Labor Statistics wants to teach you about these careers. So that's one of the assignments we'll be doing this week. Okay, so that's module 1. You've got your objectives, you want to tell me who you are, which I do want you to do. I want to know about you have to take your quiz, you have to do your writing assignments. There's a lot of work to do. And then you go to module 2. Module 2 is due the 17th. Then you go to module 3, it's due the 18th. Then we have a weekend. Come back, we do module 4, it's due on the 22nd. Module 5, due on the 23rd. Module 6, due on the 24th. Module 7, due on the 25th. And then everything's going to get pulled off of Canvas. And see, it says right here, module 1 through 6 will be removed 6/26. And from the 26th to the 29th, I give you 3 days to take the midterm. The midterm is essay and true-false test and multiple choice, so you should study for the midterm. Let me go to the syllabus. This is our syllabus. We have work due basically every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, more or less. My office hours are 2 to 3:30, Monday through Thursday. Mostly it's confer Zoom. If you want to meet on campus, let me know and we can do that. What else do we have here? There's the book. There's the other book. I do list as a supplemental text this book by Alan Johnson called The Forest and the Trees. Since my book is not published yet, the dean of the college said, put down Alan Johnson's book as another official textbook of the course. That way, as people are transferring, if they see, hey, look, they read, Renita Ray's book. She's got a PhD. She's published by University of California Press. We've got Alan Johnson, PhD, published by Temple University Press. Therefore, my book is also a supplement to the class. So our learning outcomes. Okay, so here's the important part. What happens if I miss an assignment or I am late or something? So if you miss any deadline, your work will be marked late. So you have a deadline due on Tuesday. If you don't do it Tuesday, it's late. You can continue to submit the assignment after the due date, but Canvas is going to deduct 5% per day. And it's late. So if you do have some sort of big thing, like let's say in the middle of the semester, a family member dies, you get sick, whatever the thing may be, come talk to me and we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can find an exemption or something to get around that problem if you have a really big event. The other thing I want to say about big events, because many of us just lived through COVID-19 impacting our lives, is that when you have a big event impact your life, Well, a lot of people withdraw from classes, and it's just a legitimate thing to do. I've been a college student myself and had a semester where bad things happened to my family. Maybe you need to go from 5 classes to 3 classes. Maybe you need to withdraw from a class. Maybe you need to see if an incomplete is an acceptable option for you. And sometimes you stay in the class and you get a bad grade. I have earned a C in college one semester when I had a lot going on and there was some family drama going on in my life, and I think I got 2 C's that semester. It does happen. So a lot of students, I get the impression that, when really bad things happen, they think they still deserve an A in the class for some reason. And it's like, no, like when bad things happen to a person, they don't bring their A game, they don't earn an A, and there are other options. If you really want that A that bad, you can withdraw, you can drop the course when bad things happen. So it's a harsh lesson, but it is important. So the last day to submit late work is the day before the exam associated with it. So I want to just point out to you, for Module 1, if you want to hand it in late, you have like 2 weeks that you can hand it in late. Module 7, on the other hand, since it's the last module before the midterm, there's no wiggle room. You do it or you miss it. You can't hand Module 7 in late because Module 7's deadline is the last day I'll accept late work for that unit. Same thing with Modules 8 through 14. Module 8, yes, you can hand that in late. Module 9, yes, you can hand that in late. But when it comes to Module 14, the one right before the final exam, there's no wiggle room at all. For Module 13, if you want to hand that one in late, you only get 1 day to hand it in late because, again, I'm pulling all material before the final exam. And when the final exam's over, the class is over. And last on the syllabus, we have the course summary. And I want to explain to you why I don't want you to use the syllabus to do your work. If you came to the syllabus and you say, oh, applied sociological imagination to my life, that's the first assignment. No, it's not. The syllabus, because it's made by Canvas, is doing it alphabetical. The first thing you should be doing is introducing yourself to your classmates, taking the welcome survey, then doing Lecture 1, Part 1, Lecture 1, Part 2, Lecture 1, Part 3, then researching a career. You should not be doing Apply the Sociological Imagination first. And my fear is if you use the syllabus, you're going to do things out of order. The syllabus is nice because it tells you the date that something is due, June 16th at 11:59 p.m. But I don't like the syllabus because it's telling you to do things out of order. If you go to the modules, this is not the order I want you to do it in. The syllabus is doing it alphabetical. Okay? So don't use the syllabus in that sense. I mean, if you wanted to go to the syllabus and say, hey, I need to do Lecture 4, Part 2, and I want to go through the syllabus, that's fine. But don't think the syllabus is the order in which you're supposed to do your work. A lot of times, asking good empirical questions, students will email me and say, Mike, I don't know what an empirical question is. And I say, yes, because I explain it in the lectures. Do the lectures first. You'll learn what an empirical question is. Now you're good to answer them. If you don't do it that order, you're probably going to answer the empirical questions wrong, and then you're going to say, well, I got my points wrong. And yes, you got it wrong. You lost a lot of points because you don't know what an empirical question is, and I can tell you tried to do it before the lecture, or you don't understand the lecture. Both are problematic. Okay, that is our course. If you have any questions, please send me an email.